sleep-deprived and overworked. Yuji's mind began breaking down, and he started running away in his insanity until he jumped to hug Truck-kun, ending his life in that instant. His soul was brought into a different world, but when a slime appeared by his side, it began leading him deep into the forest, and so he followed it for hours until they arrived at a mysterious cabin filled with hundreds of magic books inside. Among one of them was the Grimoire of Divine Destruction, but when he noticed hundreds of slimes gathering at his feet, the divine system activated, taming all of them to become his familiars. Immediately, they began leaping around the room to find all the mystical grimoires, and within a matter of seconds, he acquired thousands of skills through their eyes and earned the sage title. The slimes began calling him Yuji, making him realize that for the first time in his life, he finally had a name. 1 week passed since then, and he entered the magical academy to learn about their world, but broke the divine sphere as it appraised his mana level. Even while testing the strength of his fire magic, the instructor wondered how he casted a spell without an incantation. So Yuji apologized to his ugly ass for forgetting to use it, and went on to say the word fireball before incinerating the rock out of existence. On his way to the Adventurers Guild, a hot dryad began begging him for help, saying that she needed to collect all the dragon mushrooms in the forests. However, although he knew there was only one reason someone would want this many shrooms, his slimes began gathering all the shrooms in the forest. So as she finally had all the ingredients for creating her drugs, potions, she summoned a flower bed of Drya flowers, swearing that she'll serve him for the rest of her useless life. On his way back home, when he used a slime to scout the forest, an explosion went off as Yuji dodged a goblin trying to kill him. However, he summoned his slimes to blast the goblin down, and left the area without realizing that a demonic stone was spawning them. After returning to the Adventurers Guild, the receptionist wondered if he was giving up on his quest, and all the hunters were disgusted that a weak tamer was among them, especially this guy who looked like a shiny shit stain. However, Yuji commanded his slime to release all of the Drya flowers, but when the guild master wondered how he obtained enough flowers for 2 years, a scout screamed that a wave of monsters were invading the forest. At the same time, the slime he launched the previous night revealed that thousands of goblins were heading towards the guild, repeating Yuji's name. So Agil commanded all of the hunters to evacuate the town. But as the soldiers vowed to sacrifice their life protecting their families, Yuji revealed that he had a way to save them all. As he took out his massive dragon bone from inside of his slime's throat, he revealed that he could use this remnant to recreate a wyvern's flames and wipe out the entire goblin army. However, all of the soldiers thought a useless slime tamer would be leading them to their deaths, but the hairy shit stain realized something was off about his slimes, and told Agil to give Yuji a chance, saying they would be under his command. So as they began securing the guild's borders, Yuji went to the top of the building, and once the hunters threw aerial grenades for the archers to shoot down, a barrage of blades rained on the field. However, the goblins continued appearing, so Yuji shoved his massive bone into his slime's throat, as he was lying about its power the entire time. In that moment, he activated the Sage system, analyzing his skills to save the town while annihilating all of the goblins. But Dryad saw a mysterious man holding a magic stone in the forest. So when Yuji told his slimes that it was nice knowing them, the poor morons realized he was about to sacrifice them, but leaped through the dimensional gate as the guild attendant realized something was off about Yuji. Just then, the slimes materialized above the man, so Yuji transferred his mana to restrain the mage while activating a barrier to dispel the stone's magic, but a spell forced the man to bite his tongue off. At the same time, the shit-stained stamina was getting drained, so Yuji commanded his slimes to assist him, as he transferred his magic to launch fireballs that incinerated the goblins. But the town was already being overrun by the waves. The only way to save them was by activating his Hellfires of Demise, Yuji realized, but after seeing that it would also wipe out the town, he decided to unleash a magical barrier to protect the soldiers from its explosion. As Lily thought he was amazing, he told her to stop hiding and to evacuate the hunters from the front lines. Once he commanded the slimes to create a perimeter around the town, Dryad entered her dimensional gate, and the slime